Well, hello, Greyhawk channel. Here we are on this Saturday night, which is all right for fighting. And fighting we shall. As we are in the middle of a slobber knocker of epic proportions, we're going to get to the blow-by-blow recap in a second. But first, I want to welcome everybody to the Greyhawk channel as we settle in and we think about several things at once. One, we are in the middle of a fire, ancient red dragon breathing down, sulfur, stink. What do you need in your life, ladies and gentlemen? You need some cantrip candles. And essentially, you need to walk in the woods like this one right here. I smell it, and you know what it smells like? TPK. It's a TPK in a can. Get it, smell it, burn it. It has a little bit of your player's tears mixed in it. In addition to that, everybody at Greyhawk, please make sure you go to Devin Rue, who is one of the premier brains here at the Greyhawk channel, and she is the mistress of the maps. You don't believe me? Go to rueinc.com, check it out. Friends of the Greyhawk channel are friends of hers. And for all the Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters, that's the cantrip candles. But also tabletop loot, 15% off with Greyhawk as your coupon code. You get Dragon Bone dice like I got, or Saint's Relic like I got. I tell you what, if we get down to maybe a who dies in this one, I'm going to let chat pick which D20 I roll, the Saint's Relic or the Dragon Bone. We'll see. Might not happen, but if it does, we'll have tabletop loot to thank. So now...
Thanks, tabletop loot.
So now, as we get back into... Grimjack, what happened last week, you say? Why are all these people why are they so glum? Well, I'm going to tell you why. They thought they were winning. And in a high level, I thought they were winning too, I'll be very honest. In a high level campaign, when you've got 5 15th level characters against an ancient red dragon, and not just any ancient red dragon, the Matt Colville special souped up, amped up ancient red dragon with all the trimmings, with all the 4E hubbub and hocus pocus. Yeah, things turned pretty fast, and it went from a battle on the ropes to a battle on the mat as we have 2 players down. But before we identify exactly who those players are, what happened in our show before the fight of the century, the millennium, one for the ages? We flash back a bit as we went to the Citadel. They met with Angel the Bard, who said that he was looking at taking over Lord Homer's persona so he could be hidden and secreted away. The demon army was pressing south. They knew that they wanted Lord Homer, so they were trying to keep him hidden, away from the eyes of the enemy, in the hopes that the Citadel would be able to hold a little bit longer and that the Shieldlands would buy themselves some more time. And so the party rode out, knowing that Reynard had sent several other groups of similar makeup, of similar appearance, out riding to the north as distractions for the enemy. They made it to the shrine. There with Sister Ernestine, they were able to identify several of the fallen pillars there. And with the pillars, they were able to find images of themselves, they believed, depicted in forms of prophecy, in forms of foreshadowing? We're not sure. But as soon as they identified all of them, it took them a little while to research the rocks around them and to clear them off. And in that time, the army pressed south, the army of the demons, and time ran out. And so instead of being able to send their guide and companion Reynard to safety via teleportation spell, Reynard sealed in the shrine with a magic that he possessed from some artifact, took to the hill in the bowl of the valley, drew forth a green flame blade, faced some type of creatures that were whirling in the sky, and presumably met his fate. The heroes themselves, though, did not know, because they were transported at that time, opening into another pocket dimension, presumably the Valley of Soot and Skull. As soon as they walked in, steps were taken to advance towards the mouth of the valley, when Pyrecaust, the first flame, an ancient red dragon, attacked. That happened in episode 1, it continued in episode 2, and it came to a big old head in episode 3. Throughout the course of the battle, damage was given to Pyrecaust. Pyrecaust was wrapped up with vines. He was still pressed down by a big bee's hand. He was humiliated with being forced to dance, being viciously mocked by the bard. It looked as if this ancient red was going to prove to be nothing more than a speed bump for the company of the hand. Until the paladin fell. And fell again. And fell again. And then the druid fell. And then the paladin was struck while down with a crit. And is facing 2 death saves down, 1 more spelling oblivion. It is now the pacifist monk's turn, who has not struck the creature yet, who has not held an aggressive action against the creature yet. And we know, mechanically speaking, friends of the Greyhawk channel, that an ancient red has something called legendary actions. So while its initiative order may have passed, it may go whenever someone else's turn ends. And spoiler alert, it's going to go as soon as our monk is done. So, with my best possible pun that I can come up with, feeling the way I do, giddy up. And here we start this week's episode of the Valley of Soot and Skull.
Thank you, Greg. I loved it.
Okay, so
meetings are fast.
Let's go around and talk to everybody before we start. That is the lead in. That is now we need to know who we are and who we're playing. So when your favorites drop, you can cry, and then I'll sit here and when they die, I'll smell my cantrip candle and
Smells much better than dead bodies.
It does, yeah, or burned bodies. Let's go around, and Heavenly, let's start with you. We missed you last week, and you are going to be leading us through with your monk. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, that was last week. One of our coworkers called out, and so I had to take the extra long shift, and I got off work at like 3 or 4 a.m., which is when this is starting for me. And then I woke up the next morning and I had a message from Greg, and he was like, by the way, 2 people in the party are down and you're starting. And I was like, ugh. So I've been thinking about that all week, about what I'm going to do. I'm really scared.
Good. Fear's a good feeling to have here, as it could serve you well, or it could serve you poorly. Either way, it's going to be fun to watch. Let's go over to the other side and let us talk to Aris. Aris, you and Heavenly are switched around on my screen. I will switch you back here while you're talking. How are you doing tonight, Aris?
Oh, I am doing fantastically. I've had a very productive day, and I am totally pumped to die today. Woo! Yeah. I'm doing it. It's been a fantastic day. I'm sorry. There's so much in my brain right now, I can't even speak right. So we're just going to go with that. It's been a great day.
All right.
I'm happy to be here.
Pumped to die. There's the name of a biography. Pumped to die. The Kaylee story. Right. All right. So, hey, Kaylee's pumped to die. Let's do this. Lauren, it is your birthday. Happy birthday first. And how should we celebrate your birthday? With a victory over a red dragon or mourning the dead?
I don't have a strong opinion either way, though. I guess we should do the former, definitely the former.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah, just mix it up a little. So hi, yep, I'm Lauren. I'm That Salty Ginger over on the Twitters. And today I'm playing Billy Swan. She is a bard, and she's doing pretty okay right now. Got some good one-liners out there. Cupping a dragon. Well, yeah, we'll go with that. Cupping sounds appropriate for her. And she is super ready to see what the hell the others are gonna do.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. Let's jump down to Gray Fox. Gray Fox, who are you, mystery man, and how are you enjoying your Saturday night here with us non-mask wearers?
Oh, well, I enjoy being a mystery person. No one know who I am. It's great. But I am a pro. I'm going to be playing Greyhawk, class of numbers, roller of dice, runner of distance, shooter of dragons.
Jesus. Okay. And last but not least, the man at the 8 of the 10 count, Brew, Rex. He is in a Rex-shaped hole right now. He's been pounded into the ground. How are you doing, buddy? And what's the new character you've rolled up for us? I mean, how are you doing with Rex, who's going to be fun?
Yeah, no, I don't actually anticipate doing a lot this fight. I anticipate other people maybe doing things around me so much, but we'll see. I don't know. It's early yet, but I don't like my chances. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't look good, coach. Doesn't look good here in the 4th.
Okay, you'll be fine. You'll be
Coach
fine.
is not feeling good. Okay, so to recap, our druid, Aris, Kaylee, and our paladin, Rex, are down. Pyrecaust himself, though I'm not sure how many of these people have a familiarity with the ancient red dragons. He's looking rough, as we give a general description. In 4E, he would be considered bloodied, but still very, very deadly. As now, we drill back in, and as time slows a bit here in the Valley of Soot and Skull, a blast of ash floats in the air and settles around as in the air flies a sparrow as it seems to try to harry the dragon and distract it as it is Giddy's turn.
We named the sparrow just in case anyone's wondering, and his name is Mr. Pecker Glory Hole.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
It was a team effort.
Okay, before I begin my turn, I have a question.
Sure.
How far away am I from Rex?
I think we established that she had moved out about 50 feet from the site of the battle.
Me?
So,
yeah. I don't have any excuses or
okay. And Rex is like under the dragon's foot, I take it.
Your attention and went off on you. It was
correct.
And I'm sorry.
Fuck.
Correct.
You guys! That ruins our plan.
It ruins one of them. There's a lot of math going on.
There were a few plans, I think.
Okay, I was gonna drag Rex away, but that's not an option because it would take my entire movement to get to him. I'm going to have to punch that dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to punch that dragon. I think at this point I've taken a vow of nonviolence, but you know, like, this dragon's got to be stopped. My friends are dying. I'm sure I'll be able to like do an extra prayer and kind of get rid of the bad karma. And so I'm going to use my he's on the ground, right? The dragon.
He's currently being pressed into the ground by a
perfect
fingerless gloved wearing Bigby's hand.
So I'm going to use my full speed.
Sounds of Get Into the Groove are playing.
I'm going to use my full speed and I'm going to hit him with my staff.
Okay, let's hit that dragon with a stick.
Yep.
That's gonna do it. That's gonna do that. Yeah, that's gonna be a hit.
And then
still vulnerable.
Okay.
Yeah, we have one more round of this, presumably, unless there's another one rolled. But okay, so 8 damage.
And then I'm going to spend 1 key point to use Flurry of Blows. So I'll do 2 unarmed attacks. And I'm just going to punch that dragon. Like, I'm just going to punch him so hard in his knees.
Okay.
So hard.
The dreaded knee attack.
And that's going to be 2 D8s plus 3. Let me just get this in my dice.
Absolutely, take your time.
Plus 3. Oh wait, I can. Okay, sorry.
You gotta
sorry,
roll.
sorry.
Yeah, roll to hit, and then we'll
Okay,
see
right.
what you get. And also, you get. How many attacks do you have now at 15th with the monk? You should be at least 2. 2 or 3.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
So you
I
don't
get
have to flurry
2.
the blows yet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I get 2 punches.
Yep. Go ahead and swing again. Swing away.
Okay, well my first punch hit.
Okay.
In
Dirty 20 with an 18.
And then I'm gonna punch him again. I'll do my second attack after my punches.
Okay, that's Oh wait a minute. Let's see. I'm sorry, neither of those hit. I'm looking at your first one that came through.
Fuck,
Dragon's AC
Greg.
22.
Yeah.
He's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah,
The
so
dragon. Not
he
Greg.
takes the knee shots and smiles a bit.
No. Okay, I'm gonna hit him with my staff again. There's nothing I can do about missing those shots. God damn it!
Oh, that's good though.
Ooh,
Please.
That's
and
good.
that 20 will help a bit, as this is.
Oh,
going
I
to
don't
be
think they can see the rolls.
Oh, that would probably help if I did this.
I got a nat 20, guys, so like.
That was a nat 20, everybody, as Greg is busy looking on Roll20 to see what he's going to do to kill people instead of letting you fine folks see the scores. As they came in, the first hit landed for the monk. A 20 and a 19 do not touch Pyrecaust, but a nat 20, 28 does. As we're going to roll some damage, and of course with vulnerability, this double damage will be doubled. So we got a 12 for 24 damage. As 32 is done in this round.
Yeah.
To Pyrecaust.
It's not as much as I was.
Now I will ask the big question, Giddy. What would you like to do? Where do you want to stand? As Pyrecaust is directly in front of you, and you are right beside the fallen forms of Kaylee and Rexarian.
I want to throw birdseed at the dragon.
You're going to throw birdseed at the dragon? I will allow it as a free action, but what I'm going to need you to do is tell me where you're standing when you throw this birdseed, as it is.
Well, the thing is that I used my 50 feet. I would like to move away from the prone bodies, but if we're all in one range, then I don't know that I can.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I want to move away from the bodies.
Meta pigeon, you must, even at your birthday, you can't. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Okay, so you're gonna you kind of angle yourself away a little bit. And do you have anything else you would like to do, Giddy? As
Can I use healing hands as a bonus action?
do you have a bonus action remaining?
No.
No.
That's why I was asking if I could.
I'm afraid not. Oh, wait a minute. We've got Divine Favor, kids. Divine Favor's come in, and we're gonna take a bit of a pause right here as a legendary action is getting ready to go. So while I'm checking on Divine Favor, I'm gonna ask all of you in chat. This question was gonna come up. What would you like me to roll with, kids? Would you like me to roll with the Saint's Relic from Tabletop Loot, the D20? Or would you like me to roll with the Dragon Bone from Tabletop Loot? I'm going to roll one of those to see who the legendary action's going after. This
I
could
threw
be
the
very
birdseed
telling.
at it.
Oh yeah, he appreciates it as he likes birdseed. But while I check out everything else here, we're going to assign some Divine Favor. Let's see, let's do it like we did before. Lauren, would you mind giving everybody a D5 and giving them numbers, and we'll see who gets the Divine Favor while I figure out how to make this work.
Okay. I'll just do it in the order I have. I'm 1, Eris is 2, Josh is 3, Brew is 4, Heavenly is 5. It's me. We should have somebody else do this next time. Roll 20 and I we have an agreement. It's gonna try not to. It's gonna try not to screw.
Lauren has incriminating photos of Roll 20.
I do. They're very lewd.
Wait, we just had something else come in too. As I'm trying desperately to get this fixed
Yep,
again.
for 2,500 more bits from Mr. Player Stick.
Oh,
you, sir.
Thank you.
okay, so the 2,500. I think that gives us divine favor again, but I didn't have the goal up until that happened, because a goal is at 3 and 2,500 will take us to. Wait a minute, math. $1.60. Okay, we got divine favor again.
Okay.
Go. We got divine
Okay.
favor again.
Okay. Okay, we'll do it backwards. This will fix it.
Wait, give me a
Heavenly-
second. Chat, give me a second.
Watch
Let me
you
just.
roll a 5.
Heavenly is 1, Brew is 2, Josh is 3, Eris is 4, I'm 5.
Well, thank you.
Oh, is it Heavenly?
2 1.
You know, I'm really glad you're getting those ones out now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't roll a d5 or anything. I'm sure it's fine. It wanted to give it to Heavenly. I'm very in sync with my pal.
Oh, now there's another one, Greg.
I got it. It all works out. It all works out. It was at 160, and then the 500 came in, took it back to 660. We should be at 660. It should be coming through, everybody. If it's not 660, let me know in the divine favor. Thank you, chat. You may have saved the day. May have.
They have.
For some of you.
Right. Okay, so who won that divine favor?
It was 1 for me and 1 for Heavenly.
Okay, let's roll them bones and see what you guys come up with here. Whoops, that's not what I want.
Is that a d6?
Yeah, I'll let you know. It's a roll. Let's do Lauren. Let's do yours first. A d6.
2.
You get Supreme Fortune. 1 reroll of any single 2-hit ability check or saving throw. So
Okay.
you can reroll any 1 die when it comes through. Another track. Keep these people alive if you can. Divine favor is the only thing that's going to help at this point.
This is like that part in Peter Pan where you have to clap to save Tinkerbell.
Yeah, clap if you believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Heavenly, I would like you to.
Survives on attention.
Right, exactly.
D6, right?
5.
Yep.
You have been awarded supernatural protection. You are guaranteed success on any 1 saving throw.
Nice.
There you go.
So that may be used whenever you so desire.
Can I
Now-
gift that to someone?
I will say that you can't. I was gonna say they had to be conscious, but no.
Okay.
Okay, I'm seeing Dragon Bone. I don't see anything for the Saints Relic. I see all Dragon Bone.
I mean,
Okay.
it is appropriate.
Apropos. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thematic.
So here's what we're going to do. We are going to do the following. A 1 through 6 is Rex. A 7 through 12 is Kaylee. And a 13 through 18 is Heavenly. 19 and 20, dealer's choice.
Oh my God.
I don't
Come
like
on.
that.
We're all
Oh,
We're all dead.
Heavenly wants this. Hit her. She wants
I
it.
need it. I need it.
She needs it.
She threw birdseed at you. Come on.
Yeah.
I just rolled a 17. So with a 17, the monk is the one that is going to be attacked. As
I
the
can take
bird
it.
seed is, as the dice tell the story here, and instead of going after the paladin who is down, the ego-driven ancient red feels the strikes against it from the stick and the feeble
you.
attempts against its knees, and the bird seed he takes as an insult even worse than the vicious mockery and the forced beatboxing he was meant to do earlier. And as he turns and looks, and he was going to attack with, let's see what I want to do here. Yeah, we're going to go with a tail attack. 26 to hit.
It's so
Okay.
barely hits what it hits.
It hits for 22 bludgeoning as it smashes into you for the full effect, the tail slapping down upon your shoulders, driving the small gnome to one knee as you're able to kind of pop back up and take the shot. But as the shot continues through the ground and smashes into the ash valley of the Soot and Skull, it creates a puff of ash that drifts lazily over the face of Rex as he lays there, perhaps getting colder and not older, but we'll see, as breath is still leaving and returning to the paladin. The druid too, safe for one more round. And with that round, we now go to, I believe it's Mr. 7341 himself. Mr. 734 Greyhawk, what would you like to do here?
Okay, so seeing this like transpire, I think like Greyhawk is gonna like running around and seeing the paladin go down, seeing the druid go down, and like he's just like he stops for a moment and like the dust kind of like flies up, and he lifts up his mask, which is all like charred, and we just see like a pale kind of like bluish skin tone and like vibrant purple eyes.
Ooh.
And he just runs towards the dragon. Use my bonus action, just my key point, to move my 4 feet this turn, which is 80 feet. And I'm just going to shout out towards the dragon. Over here, you oversized lizard. I'm the one you want. I'm the one you've been dealing with. Come at me. And I'm going to shoot towards it. Let's see. Let's go for it.
It turns, and as the shot goes wide, perhaps from the sprint, the creature of ancient legend sneers a mock, a derision as flame snorts through its nose. It is not impressed.
I'm not impressed. there was a woman. Hold on.
Shoot it again!
Ah,
There you go.
nice. Okay, so that's that. Kenzai and Giddy's next to it, right?
Oh yeah, you've got several people around 7341. There's
There we
got
go.
someone close.
That's it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So that's 26 I have so
Mhm.
far. All right.
It's doubled because of the thing.
It's doubled
Yeah.
because of the
So
thing. Yep.
26, 8, and 18.
All right. So with that hit, the shot strikes hard, and a piece of the scale on the neck of Pyrecaust doesn't splinter or doesn't remove. It peels back, revealing a bright splash of almost molten skin that is glowing. And as the creature takes it in the neck, it turns, and whatever mocking derision fueled its gaze before has now been replaced by hate entire. You now have its attention. Anything else, Gray Fox?
No, I just kind of stand there, like notch my other arrow, and it kind of flares up in this kind of purple black energy.
All right, so now we get to our druid. Druid, I would like to ask you to roll a death saving throw for me.
Come on, 20.
And that's one failure. And now we get to Rex.
Oh my god.
To recap, everybody in chat, Rex has 2 failures already. He is making a roll. He wants something. He wants 11 to 20, everybody. Let's see how it goes. Crap. Something else is coming. Wait, don't roll yet.
Divine favor.
We have got Divine Favor again, as Divine Favor has filled up. Let's see. This could go to Rex here. This is it. This would be. So we've got to stop and pump the brakes as chat is doing everything they can to help these people. So we're stopping. We are waiting. Wait. I got it, Graham. We're gonna wait. Okay. So,
Okay.
Lauren has said she doesn't want to assign numbers or do the rolls anymore. So I think it's only appropriate that if there is good mojo involved with Roll20 into the person that is rolling to see who gets the divine favor, I think that person then should be Brew. So if the numbers stay the same and we go Heavenly 1, ours 2, Lauren 3, Pro 4, Brew 5, roll a D5 and tell me who gets divine favor. It's Lauren, everybody, who gets divine favor.
Happy birthday.
I'm gonna save you all. I'm gonna save you all.
You better.
Okay,
I'm gonna
Roll
save
me-
you all.
roll me a D6 while I have to get everything set up again. Hold on.
Two.
The math is real, everybody. Hold on. That's not what I want. Oh no, what have I done? 2. You get Supreme Fortune. 1 re-roll of any single to hit, ability check, or
Okay.
saving throw.
So I
And
have
now-
2 of those.
Right, and everybody bear with me as I figure out how to reset this for the umpteenth time because you guys are awesome. Let me
Doing
Wow,
anything,
okay.
Guys.
I swear if you refrain from using that divine favor and miss anything and we die because of it, I'm going to find you.
And hug me?
Totally. That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Oh, cool. I mean, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, divine favor should reset. It should be, there we go. Okay, it's at 510. Thanks be to everybody, but the time has come for Brew to roll this death saving throw. And so, everybody, we turn our attention to roll 20.
Oh!
Oh!
Just
Oh! So, as Rex is standing there, the ash drops onto his face, and somewhere in the distance, in this fugue state that Rex is in, as the ash drops on his cheek, it feels like a touch, and for a moment in his mind's eye, it flutters open, and a woman is there as she brushes the ash from his cheeks, wipes the tears from beneath his eyes, and she leans forward and whispers into his ear, "Rise." And he again draws breath as the lost love of Rexarian is with him in this potentially his end. But it's not yet, as we go back to the top of the round. Round 6, everybody, because shit happens fast. So, at round 6, we go to our bard. Bard, what have you got?
Okay. Seeing everyone just surrounding this dragon that in, 6 seconds is going to light them all on fire just by chilling. The first thing that I do, and we'll see how this goes, is all the lodestones on her coat begin to vibrate and lift. And she rises just a little bit as she picks up some of the ash and soot from the valley floor and blows it right at the dragon. And as it shoots out, it becomes a green ray. And I'm casting Disintegrate at 7th level. My last high level slot. He makes a con save, but because he's vulnerable, even if he makes it, he'll take the regular damage.
Correct. So we shall see what is going to happen as con save. It is 19.
That makes it, which is okay because I get extra stuff, and I'm not done yet if this doesn't finish him.
I haven't asked you if you're done yet. I'm waiting patiently until I hear you're done.
Just hang out. Just hang out, man.
Just
okay.
chilling.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this. I believe that's 13d6 plus 40 force damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yep, here we're gonna fucking go. And I do 70 points of force damage.
Nice.
Is he still up?
He takes it, and underneath the weight of Bigby's hand, you see the ancient red move backwards through maybe just 5 feet as he digs his claws in and takes it, but the scales along his breastplate ripple as he takes the force damage and turns and roars at you.
And then as a bonus action, Bigby is actually going to do a clenched fist. He's going
So
to
he's
grapple
gonna
is stopping. He releases, the white gloves come together, and I'm going to use my nat 20 to hit him for double damage.
Nice.
Which will double because just an attack. So that's 8d8.
Right,
That
quad
doubles the
damage
damage.
coming in.
So 43 times 2 is 86 more points of damage.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He looks very rough.
Oh,
And-
fuck!
As you hit him and he gets thrown backwards a bit from the force of the blast from Bigby's hand. As he gets thundered back, he moves and... How do you want to kill him, Lauren?
You son of a bitch!
He only had 29 left.
Oh.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I lower my very cool glasses, which I, of course, have been wearing all this time. And there are just 2 big rings around my eyes. And she's going to say something just wonderfully lame, because that seems appropriate. Just panting, still kind of in the air as the magnets on her coat are still shaking. And she just goes, all smoke and no fire.
Nice.
And as it says that, it is beyond understanding as whatever spirit was held within the body of the Ancient Red. As Pyrecaust, the first flame is extinguished, and with a knockout blow that lifts it up on its back hind claws, it reels and its neck twists awkwardly as it falls into the ash that it protected, a great plume erupting around it and settling down. We are not leaving initiative order yet, as we have people still making death saves. So, as Pyrecaust is down, we are going to skip over to Giddy. Giddy, you have witnessed the knockout punch delivered by the bard, and you see your 2 friends are lying in the dust, a hefty amount of it now collecting on their bodies. I would just remind everybody too in chat, if you're wondering about Divine Favor and how that mechanic works, he had 29 hit points left.
Nice.
If she hadn't had the double damage or the nat 20 to rely on, that would have been 26 damage or 27 damage it would have done, or even, fewer. So Pyrecaust would have had his aura up. The 20 hit points would have been delivered to the downed foes. Rex would be dead. So Divine Favor is just that.
Yep.
So, Giddy, back to you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to flush out the rest of my healing hands pool on Rex, which is 15. That's all I got. Then I'm dry.
Okay, so as you pump 15 into Rex, your eyes flutter open, and for a moment, you see the small gnome, but you don't see a gnome. You see the face of your beloved as her hands are replaced by Giddy's as she bestows the healing power of her order into your blasted body, and you feel strength return, at least a little.
Oh, no.
Oh, is it? It's back up to me now.
It is a Greyhawk.
I was about to say because I thought, yeah, but I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to. How far is Aras from me? It was 100 feet. I moved 80. I don't know how.
Yeah.
How far?
About 20. Yeah, we'll say 20, 25. Well within your general movement.
Okay. Yeah. I run over. And I'm just like, I say in Elven, "Don't you die on me yet, cousin." And I take out my gray healing potion, open her mouth, and I just like pour it in.
Okay. Roll it for me as we'll see what healing is awarded. But Kaylee wakes up. Greater is a
44 plus 4.
Yeah, 44 plus 4. It's the trip 4s.
Nope.
So, Aris, as Kaylee wakes up, she feels that kind of slick, syrupy coating of a healing potion going down. It's like Robitussin. And as you drink it down, your eyes come back and your breath returns to its normal pace. And you see someone you've never seen before because the mask is pressed up and away from the face as a cousin is administering the healing. We are out of initiative order as your friends seem to be alive. Congratulations, Company of the Hand.
Billy strolls back in, wind like flying through her hair, totally 70s glam rock star at a concert.
Looks
Feeling
so
really
cool.
good.
Haley gives you a very puzzled look.
Oh, I killed the dragon.
No,
Pointed at.
at Greyhawk.
Oh. I was confused.
You see the mask, sorry, like kind of like around my head, like kind of like help you up, and I'm just like, don't be so surprised you're alive.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
I will remember this.
I immediately start casting Tiny Hut around us because now being out of far traveling spells, Billy is paranoid as hell, although still enjoying herself, but she'll start casting Tiny Hut.
I'll be nice and ask everyone to roll a perception check before you start doing that.
Nice.
26.
16.
As is fitting, everybody but Rex as Rex is seeing a lot of things right now, but none of them are his surroundings. As the paladin is pulling himself up, his armor is still warm to the touch as it was blasted, I think, twice by the fire. So as you're getting back up, Rex, the rest of the company, you guys turn and notice that in this landscape there is very little that stands out. And so anything that kind of arrives or changes in the landscape immediately gives you pause and notice. Those of you that rolled 26s, you notice that at the edge of the valley, there appears to be a shimmering haze now, something that both of you would recognize as being arcane in nature. Some type of ward has lifted, and the residual effects of it have created a haze or a wave where a very powerful enchantment is now gone. The other thing that everybody but Rex notices is back towards the way that you've come, you see two objects in the sky as they are riding wings of leather towards your position. They appear, for all intents and purposes, to be the same creatures that you saw Reynard pulling to fight as you left the shrine. It seems that something has followed you.
We got terror here.
Yep, change of plan. Run, hide, then maybe something else.
Where is sister? The
she's-
sister.
Ernestine.
Sister Ernestine has pulled back, and as she kind of, the body of the beast fell between the group and her, and as she kind of goes around the outside of the head, she's close to Pyrecaust, and her eyes are wide at both. Even in death, the creature is magnificent, but what is more magnificent is that it is dead, and none of you are. And you can tell just by Sister Ernestine's facial expressions that she wasn't that convinced that was going to be the outcome about 15 to 20 seconds ago. And
thanks for the vote of confidence.
It goes without saying, the old lady's face now holds a measure of respect and admiration that, or hope maybe, that wasn't there before. That perhaps the right people have arrived at the Valley of Soot and Scum.
Rex will finish standing up very gingerly, probably still fuming and probably smoke coming off of him. Probably not sure if maybe part of his armor's fused to him. He doesn't know yet. He hasn't been able to, really assess yet. And he'll very weakly, when he stands up, as he gets to his feet, he'll kind of lean on Giddy for support.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And sort of pat her on the back, as with an approving, just kind of nodding as much as he can without, his entire body, the burned parts of him still probably cracking, skin cracking black, and he'll go ahead and just make sure that Sister Ernestine is all right.
She appears unharmed. Like I said, the only thing of note that's different about her is this expression of hope, belief, that perhaps this path is not without any type of measure of success. So
Sexy Rexy, we have to move.
You're going to have to give me a little moment here. I'm still cooking, I fear.
I'll support you, but we need to move.
Yes. Are we like...
With all my little gnome strength, I wrap my arms around him.
Kaylee will reach out and she will go ahead and say, Rex, I feel like this might help you a little bit. And she's going to spend two of her D6s. She'll have one left to give you some extra healing. Nice. You'll get two temporary hit points, and it's not much, but and then 9 regular hit points.
Okay.
Does it look like the demons have seen us?
What's that?
Does it look like the devils or demons have seen us?
They are coming directly towards you. They are not deviating from course. They are flying as straight as the crow, or as straight as 2 wyverns would fly.
Go.
Are they tracking us only by sight?
They seem to be coming right at you.
I'm gonna make all of us invisible. Just throw dust at fucking everyone. You're invisible, and you're invisible, and you're invisible, and you're invisible.
Thanks, Oprah.
Sister Ernestine, you're invisible.
Okay, so as you guys all blink out of existence...
We should keep moving, but we're now invisible.
Yeah.
Serpentine.
Zigzag.
As you guys blink out of existence, you see as the wyverns are flying through the air, one of them kind of cranes a neck and in an almost intelligent way looks at the other and gives a... And the other one looks around as they seem to have lost their prey. And as they're flying around, you realize that without double timing it, if they continue on their path, they're going to overtake you regardless of your visibility.
Let's cut open the dragon and hide inside of it.
That's actually a really good idea.
We need to find something.
Gross.
And then you
long.
can pass the tiny hut inside the dragon.
There's nothing else, right? It's just empty.
Right. It's there are no trees or anything. I can make it look like a rock. It can be dark. I could make it the same color as the stuff around here, but still it's gonna be like whoop.
If they're smart enough to communicate in a language, they're probably going to be smart enough to notice that the rock doesn't quite match.
Right. I just worry that if we keep moving in our current condition, points at Rex, we might have issues worse than wyverns.
As you're taking this nice time to conversate among yourselves, they are closing in on you. No, none of this. Everybody, let's stop and talk about what we want to do. There is shit happening.
We're fast walking and talking.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, Rex will put a hand over on Kaylee and give her 40 hit points from his lay on hands, and then he'll use the other 35 on himself, so that maybe he can move a little faster without being in intense pain.
Okay, yeah, and as your own divine powers flow through you, Rex, you are in fact able to keep yourself upright. Your head clears a bit. The strength returns to your limbs as you can carry yourself through this area of ash. It looks like I am going to need dex checks from everybody. If you mean to outrun these things, I'm assuming, what is your destination here? Are you just
Are we heading
up?
toward the shimmer?
Yeah, we would be heading toward the shimmer because
Yeah.
where the ward has cleared. Obviously, something's that way that was keeping
Like a cave.
dragon in.
I see. Okay, so dex checks to try and outrun them. Cool.
Acrobatics, maybe?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with dex.
Can't
Okay.
just do like backflips the whole way.
I mean,
21.
Ooh.
Well, I move fast in all aspects of my life.
Nice.
That was coming. We knew it was coming.
Well,
Okay.
I started
Let's-
this early, so
Ooh. Two poor rolls there. However, one of them is the one that seems more confused, drops back as they pass over the body of Pyrecaust, and it stops for a second, the one that made the initial call, and it spirals down as if investigating the body of this fallen kin. And it comes down and you realize how small it looks in comparison to this gargantuan beast that you just fought. But it lands and it presses its wings down as it... And it looks around as if trying to find something that has caught one of its senses. The other one, however, is flying over and it drops low. And as it drops low, it's within about 5 feet from the ground as it begins coming in, and it is on a collision course with the druid. So as you all are running, you turn around and you see this thing is buzzing the bottom of the valley. It senses something is there, but you can see that it has stretched its wings out all the way as it moves its head around trying to catch a scent, really trying to hit something it knows is there.
I shoot it.
I was gonna say, can I cast Earthbind on him?
You guys will stop being invisible when you do that.
I'm fine with that.
I'll make
Okay.
them invisible again. I'll make all. Yeah. Wait. Yep, I can do that.
That sounds
6.
like we should roll some initiative.
Oh my god!
Do I get like a sneak?
Mega.
Wow.
Greg?
Elves, man, we just can't stop.
23. 23 initiative.
Okay, great.
8.
Gosh.
I'm what is all of this? Well, that's good.
Will I get any sneak attack from that, Greg? Because I'm invisible and stuff.
Well, I guess we'll wait in breathless anticipation to see. As let's see who's got Giddy and Ars. I'm gonna have Ars go first there, and then Giddy, then Rex, since everybody decided to roll an 8. And
We discussed it in the group chat.
Yes,
you guys
it's in the
decided that
meta.
This is when you're gonna
We've
do
been
it, right?
planning for weeks.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen in chat, as the wyvern comes in to make contact with the depleted party, we're going to take our break. And when we come back, we will continue this first leg of the Valley of the Soot and Skull as we see whether or not this wonderful group of people can maintain their wonderful designation and continue along this Arthurian journey. Until then, chat, you've been absolutely awesome. They may need your help in a minute. We'll see. You've done enough. Let them go. These little birds need to fly.
Please, we need help.
All right, guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes and maybe less, and we'll see you then. Hello, everybody. We are back to continue the feel-good adventure of a lifetime here in the Valley of Soot and Skull, where everybody's alive, everybody's happy. No, not really. We have just finished the battle with Pyrecaust, the First Flame, and before the crew had a chance to gather their druthers about them, they were set upon again by flying creatures as they approached from the same rift, perhaps, that they used to enter this pocket dimension of the Valley of Soot and Skull. A great question was asked during the break, as Heavenly, who can speak all languages, asked if the wyverns, as they were coming in, said anything that she would be able to understand. And I said yes. They were speaking a very rudimentary form of Draconic. However, with a 5 intelligence, any type of information you think you might glean from it went a little something like this. As soon as the party disappeared, the one that roared into the air basically said, "Where they?" And the other one turned and went, "Who they?" as they flying, as if they had no clue what was going on. Yeah. So
Why?
yeah. No, that's the philosophy major who's coming in the back. He's got a 7 intelligence, and he thinks he's better than all the other wyverns. Yeah, he's the existential wyvern. He's on his way. Right. I wyvern. My biography. Okay, so as we drill back down here, we have one wyvern that's on approach, and we have, again, our bard, who has rolled first in the initiative order, as we go over and ask the birthday girl controlling Billy, what does Billy do?
Oh, I did ask about sneak attack as well, because I did say I was going to shoot. I don't know if I was able to do that or not.
Yeah, you are not getting a sneak attack round because the creature knows somebody's there.
Oh, okay,
now,
that's fair.
its buddy, who they, backed by the Ancient Red, doesn't know where you are. This one gleaned that it did know where you were. It knows something is in this area. So it's prepared for something as it's dropped to a level in which it wants to engage. So there's no sneak attack round, as you guys are 15th level and don't deserve such things. So let's go ahead and ask...
Greg.
Let's go ahead and ask Lauren again what she would like to do. Lauren?
Well, okay. Well, it seems like it knows where we are. We don't want it to follow us. It is so hard being me. I will... I mean, we haven't gotten very far, right?
You've probably
Well,
closed
it's on
about...
top of some of us.
Yeah, it caught up to the end of the line. So you guys, if there was like say 100 feet between the fight with Pyrecaust and where the shimmer had appeared, you guys have probably covered 30 of it. So you're still about 60 feet away from the actual. Yeah, you've moved a bit. So the first wyvern, as it's circled and is kind of looking and it's grounded by Pyrecaust, is 30 feet away from this site of action.
Oh.
So.
Great. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is then I'm going to cast, because that's what I do. I'm gonna start the little vials with the phosphorescent material start to glow on her coat again, and I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern, and I can get both of them. So that's wisdom saves.
It's a shame that as Catalyst has named in the chat, the Wyvern isn't here yet, because their wisdom might be a little bit better. But let's see what we got, everybody, as we make a wisdom saving throw. That doesn't look good.
Nope,
13?
neither. No.
So what happens to where and who as they are encompassed by the hypnotic pattern?
So the pattern, what's it gonna be? I really liked hands seem to be a theme, so it's just a bunch of hands flipping. What is that? Just a bunch of hands giving the wyverns the birds in circles, and so they're.
No, it should be hands with the gloves that have the lights in the.
Oh yeah, giving the bird. So, yeah, the whole time.
Right.
And so they are incapacitated, and they have a speed of 0 for the next minute, so we can bounce, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so as this thing drops to a speed of 0, just like as if it is in a rave, the who back at the wait, who, no, where who is back at the site of Pyrecaust begins to kind of rock a bit, as if, you know, succumbing to the effects of this. Yeah, just really, you know, he's getting ready to bust out glow sticks. And then who is closest to you puts his nose down into the ash as he comes to a halt, sliding forward. I am going to need a dex save from Kaylee as this creature is hitting the ground. And as it hits the ground, a shadow leaps from its back, and you see some type of rider materialize. And as that's enough to get out of the way, as it materializes, going on a 21, I believe that is enough to go right after Billy.
Well, I'm gonna move away then.
As
buddy.
fate would have it. Okay, so as this creature of shadow leaps among you, it is going to... let's see. As I take a look around. It's going to attack what it sees as it flies at Billy and gives her the business per chance. With a 14? No.
Nope.
And so with a 14, this thing lands, and you see there's like smoke coming off of these extended claws. There's no distinction to this creature's features, as everything looks to be either flat or gloss black. And as it turns here against the ash, it's very difficult to see it even when it's right before you. But before you, it is. As we then go over to the next in line is Greyhawk. You have seen this creature leap off.
Okay. It's aware of me, right? So,
Well, no, you're invisible still because you haven't fired yet.
Okay. Does that give me any kind of advantage on it? Right?
On this one, I will give you sneak attack because this guy would not have been as aware as the feral wyverns are as to what your exact location would be.
Okay.
This creature does not possess the ability to do that.
Okay, cool. And that is a key point to try and hide. Okay, so I see this happening. I'm going to just like stay still, and I'm going to like just like breathe in like slowly and like hold my breath. I'm going to sharpshoot this thing. Where's my sharpshooter? There it is. I have advantage.
Oh,
yeah. It's 14.
It does hit. Yep, it does hit.
Nice. That's 16 damage, and then it does extra 5, extra 2, extra 6. So 16 is 14, 24.
Should be 29.
29.
And of that 29, which is considered magical and what is considered non-magical?
All magical. All of my arrow
That's what I
attacks are
thought.
magical.
Yeah. Okay, so with a full 29, you're able to shoot into this thing, and as you hit, it appears not to like it, as 29 hit points leaves its body for points unknown. As it goes through, you see no blood, you see no flesh ripple, you just see shadow kind of trail and splatter and then burn away, almost as if it's evaporating.
Does it look like a demon? Or does it look like a person that's like in magical smoke? Can I tell? Like from what I'm seeing?
I tell you what, I'll give you a... let me see, what kind of check would be best for this?
Just that like a glance, I guess. Cool.
Yeah, like give me a history would be the best thing here for you. So just if you see that you've had some type of dealings or some remembrance of this in the past, it's a demon.
19. It's a demon.
Yes.
It's a demon. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. It's like, blasted scum, and I'm gonna like sharpshooter it again. I don't have advantage this time. Nope. It's an 8.
This time it does seem to hit, but it looks like the body bleeds around it as the shadow morphs around the shot this time. It is now aware of your location, as it turns, and it is Giddy. The sparrow comes down and seems to be harassing the head of the dazed wyvern that is on the ground, adding to its nausea.
Over by the who wyvern, is there also something on its back?
You can't see anything.
Damn it. Well, I don't want to hit it.
I will allow you to roll a perception check if you really want to kind of like
Yes.
open your senses up to it. Sure.
I'm opening my senses. My senses are closed.
They're clouded.
These rolls tonight.
All right. I'm just gonna. You know what?
You hit something.
I know.
Very distraught.
I feel like at this point I've already broken my vow, and I'm gonna hit the demon with my staff.
She's got a taste for blood, everybody.
Oh, no.
It's over.
And as I come out of being invisible, I'm gonna go, I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Right. The Giddy reminds me of the kid in school that never drank, and then that one night, it was, I've got to try this. This is great, and then it's off to the races. Okay, Giddy just had her first shot, literally and figuratively. Go ahead and you hit.
All right. And then I'm gonna attack again because I get 2 attacks. Is that it?
That is a hit.
Okay, yeah. And then I'll spend a key point and I'll punch it twice. And I'll go
ahead.
Leave us alone.
And while she's saying leave us alone, there are these expertly placed strikes just cracking this thing across the face. No, don't hit us. Crack! Just powerful shots. Go ahead. First flurry of blows definitely hits.
Right.
Another 5.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It does hit, yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit.
I'm just crying at this point.
Okay, so
Let us leave.
with this horrific combination where it's like, groin as it bends over, somehow its anatomy is coherent enough to engage in these type of bows. As it hits the shadow, wrinkles and cramps, and it comes down to her level, and with a mighty uppercut that is then converted into an elbow strike, this thing dissipates into a cloud of smoke and lifts off into the sky of the valley as Giddy sends it tearfully back to whatever hell it came from.
Giddy, you killed it.
At least it won't come after us now.
Wow, I'm impressed. Good job.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I'm not. I'm so proud right now.
Then Billy smiles.
Same.
Okay, Billy, I want to ask you, what happens now with the hypnotic pattern? It's every time they're incapacitated and then they make a roll after the end of their next round, or how does that work?
I believe not. It's only, no, this is the shitty thing about hypnotic pattern. It only ends if they take damage or someone else uses an action to shake them out of their stupor. That's part of it.
Okay.
And yep, that's it. So, okay, well, good job, Giddy.
We're still in initiative order.
Damn it.
So we go to, if Giddy doesn't want to do anything, you do have movement left as you were close enough to make that attack. Is there anywhere that Giddy would like to move? The sparrow is now flying over a spot between the 2 wyverns.
I'll go to the sparrow. Mr. Pecker Glory Hole.
We're going to call him PGH.
Okay.
Mr.
I'm gonna go to Mr. PGH.
Right. Peck is flying around a spot, and it seems that the spot is getting closer to you all in a rapid movement. You're going to close the gap?
Yes.
Okay. Aris, what would you like to do?
The two wyverns are just kind of sitting there, right? They're not actually coming towards us. They're on
Yeah,
this-
if you don't touch them, they don't do squat.
I mean, their
Well,
heads are
why don't we
bouncing.
Yeah, they're still
catching the beat.
raving.
They're
Let's
having a
just
great
go.
time.
They're
Right.
having fun. You want a drink? She takes a swig from one of her flasks and she continues walking. She's still invisible, by the way.
That's right. That's right. She is. She's like,
You don't even see her take a drink, but she does.
yeah, I sense
And
it though.
she says, "Okay, well, let's keep going then." And continues walking the way we were going.
I like how you think, Kaylee.
I'll use the dash action, I guess.
Oh, go far.
Bye.
That'll get you 60 feet. That gets you to the break in the shimmer. You may enter if you wish.
I won't cross the shimmer
wait
area
for it.
until everybody else is with me. But I will stand there nearby, not too close though, because I don't want to get pulled in or something. Because that has happened. Kaylee's familiar with portals, so she's gonna keep
Right.
a bit of distance, but
Yeah.
she's gonna stand by.
Okay, what would you like to, how far away from the portal would you like to stand?
Probably
For no
10
particular reason. Okay.
feet. None at all, I'm sure.
There's no reason I needed a specific, exact.
No.
It's, right. It's not like it's a game of numbers or anything, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
Aris,
it's
you are
10 feet.
Aris, you are before this area, this shimmer. Rex, what would you like to do?
So we're all invisible. We can't see one another.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would say, I've come next to the shimmering. If you just want to continue, we can just leave this area and they won't even know.
All right, but
You can see Billy, you can see Gray Fox, and you can see Giddy. You just can't see Aris now, or
We just
presumably
can't-
Sister Ernestine. Yeah.
okay. But Giddy moved back towards the wyverns.
Towards
Okay.
an
Yeah.
area between the two that the sparrow was flying over.
Okay. I'll seeing that Rex will go ahead and follow in the same direction while staying very invisible so as to have advantage and hopefully critically smite something at some point before he dies to another dragon.
I like how that's just how he's gonna die. It's just he's bought enough time to make it to the next dragon to die, right? Okay, so as you move back into the area with Giddy, we are going to get to the wyvern's turn. They can do nothing. So as we cut back up to the top of round 2, Lauren, is there anything else you would like to do as where and who are...
Still raving.
Yeah, they're just riding their own melt right now.
Can I see what Giddy is up to?
You can see her moving. You see the sparrow flying. You can, yeah, she's visible to you.
Okay, and I don't see anything else.
You may roll a perception check if you would like.
Okay, that's fun. 27.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those creatures is running directly at Giddy. Giddy seems to have not seen it.
Oh, that makes sense now. Getting up. Jeez. Okay. Sure. I don't want to get rid of the hypnotic pattern. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Cool. Cool. Huh. Okay. We can just try this, I guess. Because that's not concentration. Okay. I'll walk kind of back toward Giddy. Like, done so much today. And I will, I'm gonna try to, cast suggestion on it.
Sure.
Okay, so that is a wisdom save. Nope.
What would you like to suggest for it to do?
You're a monk. You punch things up close and personal. Oh no. Don't say that, Lauren. Okay. I would like to suggest for the creature that I just want to make sure I can do this. I want it to go take its to just go as far in the opposite direction as it can see for the next 8 hours.
You see this shadow heel turn just as Giddy gets there. Giddy, you now see the creature that you were running directly towards as it kind of turns around in front of you, and this whisper of shadow begins to, and now you can see the ash as it kind of makes little pock marks. As it is beginning to run off in the direction that you all entered the valley from, you see in the sky 1, 2, 3, 4 flights of these things seem to be just popping into existence as it looks as if some type of force is entering at least this beginning section of the valley.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I hold Giddy's hand. Of course, she is faster than I, so I will keep up with her.
I'm gonna hold my hand out for Mr. PGH.
Yes.
Can't leave Mr. PGH.
He lands on your shoulder, but he kind of touches down and then jumps and does his patented little like wing tuck where he gets enough, drop to get flying, and he's flapping really hard as he's heading straight towards the shimmer.
Rex will guard the flank because he's in plate mail and he's probably very slow to begin with. But he'll start heading the same direction.
Okay. As you guys are pulling out with the suggestion in play, and as Billy gets closer to this hazy field, you see the wyverns begin to kind of shake their heads a little bit. They seem very dazed, but they no longer are dancing to that wonderful beat as the rave has closed up as the cops have arrived. But the wyverns, now riderless, seem rudderless as they search around. Several of you are still invisible, and those of you that are closest to this field, as the others are running towards, you see as each of you kind of get closer to this field, your very forms look like they're generating heat as there's wave coming off of you. And it's not just like an invisible kind of heat. It looks as if your very images are distorting a bit and waving as you get closer to this, what you believe to be a fallen ward. You guys are all in front of it.
We need to go.
Yeah.
Go in.
And make sure I grab other people.
Stay stay close to me, and let's all go through together.
Okay.
Yes.
As
Maybe we should
we're
hold hands or something.
sure. Can I make an Arcana check on this thing real quick?
It would take a moment.
No,
as
we
you would
have to just go in.
Sure.
Come on,
that's
I'm
fine.
pulling through.
Yeah.
Okay,
Joking.
as you guys all jump in, because you have, when you jump in, Billy can feel her magic that is currently in play in the space that you are leaving. You feel a severing of those spells as you kind of lose focus entering into this new area. And as you all pass through this veil, much like entering into a spring rainstorm where it rushes through a field, Giddy would remember these from the mountaintops by the monastery. And as the rain creeps through the field and washes over you in a gentle transference from one edge to another. Behind you, there's nothing. There's no body of Pyrecaust. There are no wyverns dancing to some invisible beat. And before you stretches the valley entire. It seems to have grown in height as you are now in the shadows of this deep gorge. You are miles ahead of where you perceived to be moments ago. And behind you, there is no wave, there is no ripple, there is no semblance of a portal in which you passed. You are in another section, you believe, one completely and wholly independent from the one that you just left. And if that's a free Arcana roll for Billy, as she didn't get a chance to do it on the other side, well, on this side, this is what the experience kind of she's able to glean from it. If you want to do more, you can.
Yeah, do we see, I mean, there's no wave coming from behind us, and in front of us we see the gorge.
You see, it's almost as if a perfect geographical V-valley with a very narrow bottom of the valley and very steep edges. It would be considered a ravine if it wasn't so wide, but you can see through it and through the valley, which is perfectly straight. It does not wind, it does not meander. It is a perfect V. It has rough edges to it, so it doesn't appear smooth and go to a point, but it is perfectly straight. And in the distance, you can see some type of structure.
Kaylee's going to be searching the sky and the ridge lines to see if there's anything coming.
Same.
Sure.
Do look around.
Anybody doing that? Perception checks.
I'll do the Arcana thing. 27.
Okay. With the Arcana, you're able to glean and kind of prove to yourself that not only is this a new section, there is no way back to the first section. You know, you perhaps grab some of the ash and throw it behind you. Where the transference point would have been, it drops in pure visible range of you right now. If you elect to stick a hand in or something, it stays. It doesn't go anywhere.
Nifty. Yep, cool.
Okay, with the perception checks that have come in, you see no other signs of life. It is you all, Sister Ernestine, Mr. Peck, and that's that.
What time of the day was it again? When we left and prepared dinner? We can't tell. Okay.
You can't tell here. It looks like it's either just after sunrise or just before sunset, as there's no sun visible. The sky is covered and it's overcast, and the gloom prohibits anything but a glow. And even the rangers or the navigationally adept among you cannot tell east from west or north from south here in the valley.
Can we look around for like a cave or something where we can like maybe pause and regroup and discuss what's going on?
I was going to say, do we feel refreshed at all? Does it feel like time has passed to us?
No. It feels like it's been moments, and mechanically it's been moments. You have not experienced the benefits of a short rest, nor have you experienced the benefits of a long rest. You are there a second ago, here a second later. As for features in the area, it looks just like the plain before. It is completely featureless. Other than the walls of the valley that are forming around you, there are no caves in them. They are rough hewn. They have croppings and things like that. There are no loose boulders. It is as smooth as a structure like that can be. It is most definitely not natural, as its arrow straight nature belies any type of water movement or things that would normally form valleys.
Billy, how large is the hut that you keep talking about?
Not that big, but it can fit all of us. Let me double check.
I feel we should move on for a while until desperate to stop. We're being chased. If we wait, they could catch us.
Very true.
Sure.
You can move on tonight and make camp whenever the sun does go down or whenever it gets darker.
If it goes down.
But we definitely need a rest.
Yeah, you do. You look rough, Rexy. Like, wow.
Rough is a word. Well done are other words.
Huh, crispy.
I have a feeling time doesn't work quite the same way here as it did where we just, originally left from.
Where/when.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up some soot and just trail it and see if there's any wind blowing and what direction it's blowing.
Sure. Let's roll a nature check for me here to see if you can.
Survival? Fuck.
Yeah, survival.
I would like to pay attention to that too.
Nature?
I will allow either a nature or a survival as they are both kind of.
12.
There's a current going through here. Kaylee, as you are kind of looking at this as a more, you're looking at nature, you're looking at survival. Is there a way, where's the wind blowing? Do you smell anything? Everything smells as if it's been burning for 100 years. As you drop it, wind does catch the soot, but it swirls. It's almost as if it's a kind of a cross blow, and it moves in a pattern that belies what you feel on your skin. Like the dust as it settles blows erratically as if there are grand gusts in the area. You don't feel that on your skin. Now with a roll of 26 for nature, as you look around, you can determine beyond a shadow of a doubt, Kaylee, this entire area is not natural. Even though there are rock kind of waves in the sides of the valley, it's not any rock that you've ever seen. It's not any rock you've ever seen in any plane of existence that you've lived on. This has not come from or been wrought by the forces of nature and time. This has been created. It's a mimicry of nature and time, but a poor one to the eyes of a druid.
But I thought, I suspected that. Everyone, we seem to be in some sort of like a set or an illusion. I'm not quite sure, but none of this is real.
I love a good stage, though I'm not usually this sturdy on one.
Well, I mean, it just like it's
Who
not.
has set the stage?
Clearly, we have found the valley that we are looking for. We are in the Valley of the Trials.
Yes, nothing seems to behave as it should here. Whoever made this doesn't know how rocks work and dust and wind, but I don't know if that could be used to our advantage at all. We'll see.
What's up, Rex?
Greg, looking around, could I maybe try to cross-index it against anything that Rex may have heard about the abyss or anything like that, since we know that we're facing a demonic threat?
Yeah, I would also wonder if I could think about anything that I've read in the monastery.
Sure. What I'm going to take from both of you, though, would be give me like a religion check here to see if there's something that your individual orders have given you. Wow, that was a good roll.
Nice.
Two great rolls here. Okay. So, as you guys
religious.
Giddy's will slowly drop. She'll start with a 21, and as she fights more, it'll be an 18, 15, until she's not wanting all religion checks here at the end. No, anyway, when you guys are thinking about this, you come at this from different areas, as the monastery's teachings were slightly different than something that would come from a religious base. But Rex, we'll start with you, as you got the slightly higher score. You have heard about the writings of people that have been able to peer into these lower realms and these hells and the abyss, that have seen these pandemoniums and these places, and they all seem to have very distinct characteristics to them that they're not necessarily uniform, but they each hold a very distinct nature to them. This doesn't appear to be anyone that you remember. This kind of desolation, and this kind of, as Kaylee explains it, as a mock-up of what nature should be. Nothing triggers or rings any bells for you. However, from the monastery point of view, for Giddy, this seems like something, and you're not sure why you think about this, but it seems like somebody. You remember a story about someone that had lost their faith. They had gone away from the teachings, away from the edicts that they had followed for their entire lives, and they felt disconnected from the faith. And to make amends for it, they tried desperately to recreate that faith and recreate the love they had for the monastery and the gardens around it. But when it was built, as beautiful as it was just a mockery. And though it looked the same, it was not. And you're not sure exactly why you're remembering this one, but the sparrow is on your shoulder, and it moves over and pushes its head against your cheek as you are thinking of this story of atonement.
Do you know anything, Mr. PGH?
He just moves around and just puts his top of his little feathered head against your cheek but does not answer.
Greg, what can I make out about the structure that's in the distance? Is it across the ravine, or on one side of it, or in it?
Extremely difficult to tell. I will allow you to make a perception check if you focus on it for like 60 seconds. This is a very high DC, just to warn in case.
Yeah, that's all right.
It doesn't matter to Billy, so.
It does. Yeah, it's low.
You can see it, but there's no way to distinguish. You can't tell if it's 2 stories, 3 stories, a temple. It's just, you can't even really distinguish what color it is, because everything in this area seems to be some form of gray. But you can tell by its geometric angles at this distance that it is the only thing that looks different in this landscape. And as you look, it is perfectly positioned in the middle of the V. You can't tell if it's in the valley, beyond the valley, but it looks as if it's right in the crosshairs of the formed V.
I don't know where we are, but I remember a story that I read once of someone who lost their faith. It became something twisted and ugly, and they tried to recreate it, but it was an abomination. It was fake. I don't know the end of the story, but I think this is because of me.
What?
We're in a fake space because of me. Maybe this is my test. I've become disconnected, and now all there is this ugly, desolate nothing.
Just because you punched a dragon in the knee?
I also did punch that other thing quite a few times, and I enjoyed it a little bit.
Well, they did attack first.
You're
Okay.
already defending yourself.
Exactly.
We need to get moving. Can't stay here.
Okay, but there are like trials and shite, right? So if we're going towards another one, I mean, you seem kind of fine. Greyhawk, smart, respect, standing in the back. I like it. It's a good way of living. You look okay, Kaylee. I skip Rex. Giddy, you look all right. Skip Rex again. Ernie?
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank God. You're fine.
The dust
you're
of
fine.
disappearance finally wears off Sister
Oh.
Ernestine when she... I'm here.
You're so good at sneaking. Sneaky
Just
nun,
very out of breath.
sister. Okay, well, we can go, but we're a little not at peak. So, but I'll do whatever you guys want. I mean,
I think we should keep going forward. We're not going to find any respite in a fake setting, in a fake valley made to taunt me.
I don't
okay.
think it was specifically made for you. I think you're getting a little self-centered there. I think this might be a little bit
The
bigger.
story that I remembered felt very targeted, so.
Cool.
I'm just going to verify that you're all sitting in front of where the portal was talking.
No, we're walking. No,
We're walking and
We're
talking.
walking and talking.
This whole
I
time.
really would like to
Oh,
stop.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You guys were
Hang out,
walking
but-
and talking.
We're walking.
We're all very good at multitasking.
so good at it.
Talking quietly.
I just want a nap and a
All
bath.
prepare that if this is to be a valley of trials, that there may be things that we haven't shared with one another, that we don't want to share with one another, that will come to head, and soon.
We could do that in safety of a hut, but sure, we can do it while we walk.
I do have an ability to disguise the area where the hut is.
That's cool. I mean, everyone's worried about people catching up, but that is really cool. Teamwork.
Tell me about
Why
this
I
hut.
asked how big it was.
It's
Yeah,
just like
like-
a cool. It's like a
It's like a
bachelorette pad.
VIP room.
Like in a club, but it can look like whatever. I mean, well, it looks like a dome, like an opaque dome from the outside, and nothing can get in it. Like,
So
no-
you can make this. We can rest in it, and Kaylee, you can hide it.
Yes.
Let's just do that. And Rex will just go ahead and just start taking the armor off.
No, Rex, wait. Everyone's
Oh.
scared. We're gonna be caught up with. There were things coming. Everybody wants to keep going forward. I don't want to be, taken with our armor down, so to
If
speak.
you can disguise it, then I suppose that we can stop. Whether we face them here or now, our demons are waiting.
Yeah, but there are like so many of them.
Thank you for the pep talk, Giddy. Let's go ahead and
That was really wise, by the way. I have to say. Good. I like it.
but we really do need a bit of rest.
Yes.
We've had a
Well-
lot to face today.
Even if can we see out of the dome?
Yep. It's transparent from the inside, but it's opaque on the outside.
Perfect.
It's a two-way
Because
here.
I can make a sphere that will stifle any light that comes from it, and it acts as total cover. It makes it a little bit harder to see us as well.
Okay. How about we go like halfway? Look, let's go halfway toward the structure, stop, and then like we can take turns looking out of the hut back at where we came from. And if anyone comes, we fuck off.
Yeah.
We don't. That's not an option. We're kind of stuck here.
No, we fuck off toward the structure.
Oh,
No, we definitely can't go back that way, Rex.
I'm not used to such colorful language. Please forgive me.
You'll get used to it if you live long enough, and I'm hopeful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean,
You take an easy pace. I'll go scout ahead.
okay. We're gonna move toward the halfway point, and Grey Fox is gonna go scout ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're going to this halfway point, I'm gonna scout ahead, just in case.
Okay. Gray Fox, as you begin to scout ahead, you pull away from the rest of you all are continuing to walk. Gray Fox is just taking off. How many feet ahead are you going? You remain in view because of the desolate nature of everything. How far away are you going from the main group?
Quick question. You said it was kind of like shadow cast. Is it like kind of dark and it's like shadow in areas, or is it everything just kind of grayish? Like, what's the
Everything
light?
is, yeah, everything is kind of hit, and this is another thing that Kaylee would have noticed whenever she was kind of doing her nature look. It's as if there's a uniform light coming from the sky, despite there being a glow of some type of sun in an area. So it's almost as if it's like a noonday type of light delivery, but the glow in the sky is coming from either like a western or eastern horizon. So there are very little shadows. Even you all, as you're walking, are kind of casting like quad shadows as if the light is directly overhead.
Okay.
But they're very slight, very slight.
Okay, I try and go where there's like more shadow, and I kind of just move forward. I put my mask down, and I have my bow ready, and I'm moving forward. I think I stay at the range of 40 feet.
Okay,
ahead
so you
of
go
them.
about 40 feet ahead? Okay. As the rest of you are walking, I will allow, let's have anybody that wants to do perception checks, you may, but I'm going to just kind of default to your scout as he is up ahead and would see anything 40 feet more closer than you would. If anybody else wants to do any of these checks at any time, please do so. We'll go ahead and
Okay, as an action, I'm going to use the Staff of the Woodlands to cast Barkskin on myself. And then on my next turn, I'm going to turn into a giant eagle and fly up.
Okay.
Baller.
As you create the what's the bark skin look like whenever it kind of covers Kaylee?
I imagine it would be kind of a nice deep brown. It looks like pieces of bark actually cover her skin. It kind of spreads out from her eyes and then goes around her head and down her body. And then she after the transformation is complete, she turns into an owl or a giant eagle, and the giant eagle has that same exact bark look to it, but it's also feathered. It almost looks like a giant eagle carved from bark, from wood.
Nice. So like the stacked feathers of the eagle kind of have like a pine cone quality to them, of like overlapping, Very cool. Okay, so you go into the air. Everybody that rolled perception checks, you guys don't see anything beyond what your own movements. And for those of you that are behind Greyhawk, you see Greyhawk. Greyhawk, you see nothing up ahead. Go ahead, Billy.
I'm specifically looking behind us.
You see nothing behind you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So front, behind, anywhere, you don't see anything. As you take to the air, you notice a couple things. When you go up, the wind currents are very strange here. You've flown before, and this is more difficult. It's, there are no thermals to ride. Again, kind of supporting your belief that this is a staged area. It's not producing what a eagle or a bird of flight would use to ride and glide. So you're doing an awful lot of flapping to kind of stay aloft, way more than you normally would have to do. And as you're going around, we're going to say that about 3 or 4 minutes pass. And could everybody roll perception checks for me again as you guys are cruising?
$24. Ooh, that was good.
29.
Yeah.
Okay, Gray Fox, you're the first one to figure something out. You guys have traveled now for about 20-25 minutes, 30 minutes I'll give you, since you were talking and walking. You're not getting anywhere. The temple looks just as far away as it was before. And Aris, when Kaylee is flying, every time you kind of reorient yourself, you look down and you see Gray Fox. When you bank and circle around and dive, kind of return to your cruising altitude where you're flapping your wings, You look down and you see Gray Fox. If you look behind you, you see the rest of the group about 40 feet behind him.
I will fly back down and transform back from my wild shape and say, we're not getting anywhere.
Like in life or literally?
You know, a little of column A, a little of column B right now,
Yeah,
but
that's how I like it.
But literally, figuratively, actually in this valley, we're not seeming to get any closer to that building.
Does it seem like it's like an illusion? Like, is this whole thing like an illusion? Looking back at Giddy. Well, I know you kind of said it. You said it was a mock-up. I didn't know if it was like a literal mock-up or like a magic mock-up. Whatever. I will... Yeah,
Perhaps
I'll just...
we might as well just take a rest.
If we were to stop walking, would Gray Fox always be the same distance away from us?
You can try. Gray Fox is still heading forward as far as I know.
No, let's just get him to stop. How far away in front of us is he?
40 feet.
40 feet, yeah.
40 feet. I'm not about to shout 40 feet. That seems stupid.
I would have stopped, and I wanted to say this to you before, but I kept forgetting. As part of my rogue stuff, I have thieves' cant, but because of backstory stuff and my background, could it be a form of instead of thieves' cant, like a form of military sign language that they use instead?
Sure, yeah.
Like
I
a
mean,
soldier cant.
yeah, absolutely. You mean two figures, go, quiet, all
Yeah.
that stuff? Yeah, sure. Nobody else knows it, but yeah, you're locked and loaded with it. You're fluent in soldier cant.
I would
Rex would
have
probably know a bit of it.
Yeah, and you see Rex from this person who you've known as being like a south sword, puts up like a military sign and does like signs up that says basically halt, strange terrain, analyzing.
And Rex see 45 feet hand motions.
Up in
Rex,
the air.
roll an intelligence check for me
That's
here to see if, since you don't know this, if you can kind of figure out what he's saying.
In Rex's backstory, he was a mercenary.
I think it's more about the distance.
I'm giving you the roll. Yeah, I'm giving you the roll.
Oh, okay.
As
my bad.
yeah, if you didn't.
You said intelligence?
Yeah, please.
Ugh. Oh, okay. I still smell burned.
Right. It's one of those things like say again after weird ground. Like you don't get a lot of what's going on, but you do recognize that he's trying to communicate something. You're just the distance, the fact that you've been charbroiled like 3 times, and on the brink of death. It's been a rough day for Rex, and it's not getting any better here in the valley.
Okay,
I can. Oh, go ahead, Lauren.
No.
Just real quick. I can definitely see he's making motions and stuff. I just can't understand them.
Correct. Yeah,
Right,
you can see
okay.
that he's trying to signal to you guys.
I'll raise the hand back up and I'll just go.
Seeing this beautiful exchange, I hold up my wrist, and there's a bracelet made of copper wire on it. Hey, Gray Fox, what's going on up there? Message.
Walkie-talkie.
Come back, good buddy.
That's a 10-4. I just say to you, the terrain, I'm not getting any closer. If you noticed anything.
Same thing. Good buddy, same thing. Do you want to come back?
What if he can't come back? What if we're stuck in this distance?
Stay where you are. Let me see if I can move forward. And I'll
Is he
say
moving
that.
forward?
And I'll move forward.
How far away would you like to move away?
Don't make me have to go get you.
And
Same
what's the
distance.
range? What's the range on message?
120 feet.
Okay. So you want to go
Same
again
distance.
40? So you want to go like 80 now from him?
Yes.
Rex appears to be 80 feet away, or Greyhawk appears to be 80 feet away from you.
You want to try coming back?
I'm going to go into my pocket and get out like a piece of fabric, and I'm going to just shoot it. I want to see how far it goes.
Sure. So you're gonna like put a piece of fabric around the fletching of the arrow so you can kind of track it?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and shoot.
Okay. Give me a second to change thing. Boop. 27.
Okay. So you fire it off and it out into the distance. And as you're watching, you don't see it hit the ground. You see the flutter of movement and it kind of drops, and then you believe you know where it hit. You know, it's several hundred feet ahead.
Okay. I turn back around, also casting message, and I just say, "I'm gonna scout ahead. Don't worry about me."
No, don't do that. What if you can't come back? Come back. Come back.
A double.
Oh my! I will come get you.
So what's your double movement rate?
My double movement rate is 40 total.
Okay.
80 total.
80 total. So now you're 160 feet away from everyone else. Everyone else roll perception checks for me as you guys are all watching Greyhawk as he...
I'm yelling into my... Not yelling, angrily whispering into my bracelet.
What the fuck is up with these rolls?
They're all over the place tonight.
Yes.
Nice.
What's
they
my
like under 10 for perception?
glasses on? What do I see with a 31?
As you... we're going to say that the druid and the bard are the first two to pick up on the fact that it looks as if he's moving away at a very fast rate, but he doesn't seem to get very far from when he said he was going to scout ahead. And you can see him, it's a very odd sensation, as it looks as if he's up there moving, but he's not getting any farther away from you. You can gauge the distance, and there's no extension of it as he's moving.
You're like, well, no, I don't know if I can reach you, but I'll try. You look like a hamster running on a wheel.
Do I pick it up?
Billy, what's a hamster?
Oh.
They're adorable.
It's a little rodent. Some people decided to keep them as pets at one point, and it's cotton on in some
Tastes
places.
great.
And you put them on wheels. Like,
Yes, it's a form of torture for things that do silly things like scout too far ahead. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
The
I come
whole
back.
place glows.
Gross. I mean, it's cool, but it's disgusting. It's rude. Is it illusion magic or something else?
Something else you have never experienced that is not illusory.
Okay.
I'll throw out a divine sense and see if I sense anything demonic, fiendish, fey, undead.
Nothing.
It's sterile.
Other than faint pings you get from your party members with the Fae, nothing.
All right. So,
I double time back.
oh, do you?
I think
You
we
see
should just set
him.
up the hut.
You see him running towards you, but not getting any closer.
Aw, come on, Gray Fox. Now you're stuck.
I think I can get him.
Well, I think we should all just keep walking forward because we'll at least get there.
Will we? Yeah, sure. Let's try.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Trying to catch up to him.
You're walking, he's running towards you. You all seem to be caught in some type of dream as there's a desperation to combine Greyhawk with the mass that is the Company of the Hand, but the nature in this place will not see it.
Okay.
You
Okay.
just had to try, didn't you, Gray Fox?
He's trying to help. It's so fun when people try to help. I love it. Okay, I think I can go get him and then get back.
Oh.
And then I can kind of like teleport like a little, so it's not really like I'm moving. It's just I'm
Oh.
there and then I'm back.
I can do that as well.
Oh, hot. Do you want to do it?
No
You
one's
can
ever
do it.
called me hot before.
Yes, first time for Billy.
How many people can you teleport at once?
2.
Why not just teleport us all closer?
Huh. Yeah, because he's gone, so if I think we'd be 1 short, right? Yeah. Because we have Ernie.
How about
But to
can
me,
you teleport over there and teleport him and yourself back to us?
Yes, if it works. And then though, if I do that, we're going in the goddamn hut.
Agreed. Let's hut it up.
Yeah, but we should go get him, right? We should go
Oh,
get
well,
him. I'm gonna
I
try.
meant after.
Okay.
We'll hut it up after.
You promise?
Oh, yes.
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 Hey. Swear to God.
Which one?
Yeah, the cob. And I will try to dimension door to Grey Fox.
Give me an Arcana roll.
27.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
You pop out and you see Grey Fox.
Mm-hmm.
He's 50 feet away from you. And the group is 50 feet behind you.
Ah, damn it. Okay, fun. Since I still have, detect magic lasts for 10 minutes. The whole place is glowing, but is there like a source? Is one glowing brighter than another?
There's a broad spectrum of colors. There doesn't seem to be any variation in intensity.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that there are stronger magic and weaker magic, but it's not something that is like one particular thing seems to be emitting or producing or is stronger than just the landscape.
Okay. Well, then cool. Then the only other thing I can think to try is trying to dispel some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I'll focus on it can dispel a magical effect within range, and the range is 120 feet, which I think would get all of us. So we'll see if this even works. So I will cast that at, I don't think it really matters. So basically trying to do that, if it's higher than level 3, which I'm sure, the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. If it's a magical effect, I don't know how that would be ruled, but yeah, basically it's an ability check to try it and do it.
So yeah, roll with your spellcasting ability.
Okay, and then I believe Jack of all trades is applied to that, so that's +7. Okay.
You do have divine favor on something. You don't need it. And
So it's actually 26.
okay.
Oh no, it included the Jack of all trades. Nice. 24.
Okay, so as you do this, everyone notices the following. There is a 120-foot shimmer that is originating from Billy. Immediately, especially Kaylee, who is more in tune, having been in an elevated position and on this ground and is a druid, realizes right away that you can begin to close the distance between yourselves and Billy. You can then close the distance between Billy and Grey Fox. Grey Fox, you will notice that 10 feet in front of you, there is a sign.
What does it say?
it's written in Elven, which I believe you speak.
Yeah.
And it says, "Free yourselves." And that is where we will end this episode of the Valley of Soot and Skull.
Is this going to be like in Dragon Age where we have to take all of our clothes off?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Free yourself.
Haley wouldn't be opposed.
Is this like the Truman Show, Greg, where we're like,
Yeah, feels like it.
Slightly.
We will see. It's the Truman Show. Yes, you're gonna nod and walk out at the end and open up the sky and take off. Okay, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Chat was fantastic tonight. I'm gonna go around in. Let me go back to my social screen. Go around in reverse order to what we started with. So we'll start with the man that rolled one higher than he needed to survive, and by the divine favor of chat is still among the living. So we will start with Brew as he talks about Rex.
well, I'm sad I've got to shelve my level 15 Ranger now. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, didn't expect Rex to make it, be honest with you. The rest of the group, I think they were a little more optimistic than I was, but I really didn't expect that, especially by the skin of my teeth. That was one of the tensest moments I've had in recent role-playing memory. Before I rolled that death save. Look at the way he's look at that. That's so sinister.
Oh, I'm telling you what, man. Are you kidding, man? I'm your number one fan. I got the best. I got the best seat in the house for this group to play. And when you're rolling that, I'm thinking to myself, man, this is gonna suck so bad if I've got to take this guy out. And when you rolled that 11, go back and watch. I'm genuinely happy. I never want to see my players die, especially with great characters that haven't had a chance to. Hey, if great characters get a chance to flesh and then die, awesome. When great characters are robbed too early, nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Right, Critical Role fans? Anyhow. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time. Look forward, as always, to next week. And you can find me on Twitter at BrewhammerDND. And also some Fridays, depending on the episode of Conan Age Undreamed Of over on Greg's channel. I don't know where Greg is. Wherever Greg is. There we go.
Awesome, buddy. Great. And we're going to jump over to the man out of the mask this time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that entire reveal in stream and in character was just because of the heat. I don't think that was narrative driven at all. I think that you were getting ready to pass out and decided it's now or never, everybody. Now, Pro, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's a super tense session. I was worried that we're going to lose the apartment but way too soon. But no, everyone kind of poured in, and and just it kicked it, and that clutch save right there. Everyone was like fucking hyped up for it. We're rolling 11. Good job. Roll 20 for helping us out. But no, I am Pro Starter. Catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, all that good stuff. You catch me here on Monday at 1:30 a.m. BST, where I play Violent Fitness, play Matthias, not teen, but sad boy, teen angst, emo, angel. That's my jam. Catch me tomorrow on Laura Lenia's channel, where I am DMing the second episode of Path of the Demon Lord, our Shadow of the Demon Lord actual play. It's grim, dark goofiness, where I now have the Adams family to deal with, and other stuff throughout the week. Check my Twitter. I'm all over the place.
Great. Yeah, and everybody, please go check out everybody on Twitter. I am unable to post links in the Greyhawk chat. I have told myself for weeks that I was going to get that taken care of, but I can't. I haven't done it yet, so I don't have the keys to that part of the kingdom. So we will. I'll get that fixed. Go check all these people out there. Stuff you can see their names and all that great stuff, or come to my Twitter at the end. We'll link them up. Let's jump straight up from Pro to Heavenly. Heavenly, Giddy got her first taste of blood, and it looks like she liked it.
No, she didn't. It was soul destroying.
Well, you know what? She seemed to, for something she doesn't like, damn, she does a good job at it. How are you doing?
She's got to do what she's got to do. This was a great session. I'm really bummed that I missed last week, and I was expecting to walk back into, like, I think Brewhammer did it best, where he shared the gif of Troy from Community, like, walking in with all the pizzas and, like, everything's on fire and everyone's screaming. That's legitimately what I thought was going to happen. And it was really stressful for a while, but I'm so thankful that we were able to pull through, and I didn't come back to half a dead team.
You did. You were able to make it back. And where can we find you online so you can everyone can experience the giddy conflict throughout the week, as opposed to just on Saturday nights?
You can find me on Twitter at @tiz_aliens.
Fantastic, everyone, and make sure you follow her, and you will see this conflict resolve itself on the morrow. As we go over to Aris, Kaylee made it too, everybody. Kaylee was,
oh my gosh,
she was back down in the dirt too. So just because Rex made it, Rex with his drama, having to make it 11s and horse shit, you know. So yeah, you were down. There's a failed there by the druid as well. So what'd you think tonight?
Oh man, it was tense. That was the first time I've actually legitimately failed a death save, I believe. Every time I've ever taken a death save, it's because I've been hit. If I remember correctly, which is entirely possible that is wrong because I don't write things down. But yeah, that was a very fun session, and I had a lot of fun. It was quite interesting to see Billy get that killing blow and to see what happened with the Wyverns clutch player right there. You can catch me on Twitter. I'm about to post links for everything in the chat. I'm Eris Savad. I make dice trays. I play a lot of D&D. I play with hula hoops and do weird shit all the time. So, if you like that and puns and sarcasm and stuff like that, come check me out on Twitter.
Absolutely. And go for the hula hoop videos and stay for the banter and the puns, because the hula hoop videos are amazing. I showed my daughter the last one that you had where you were like rolling that sumbitch on the ground and jumping back in it. My daughter's like, "Where's our hula hoop?" I'm like, "It doesn't work like that. We're gonna need years." So I'll never be able to do this. I'm old. I'll kill myself. Anyway,
it's
awesome
been about
stuff.
8 years, and that's like my exercise. So, after a while, you get pretty good.
That's like okay. Just everybody go look at the videos and then remember that she says you get pretty good. Okay. Awesome stuff. Let's jump over to the birthday girl, who is still a birthday girl on East Coast time. You're no longer a birthday girl for our 2 EU people, but you're still a birthday girl on the East Coast. Lauren, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That was fucking fun, you guys. I'm super happy. This is the kind of character I always wanted to play, and so I like it a lot. It's making me very happy. Places you can find me on the internet, on Twitter at @ThatSaltyGinger. Other places, tomorrow night is Project Athena, Pulp Cthulhu, over on Greg's channel, Grimjack 21502, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern. And my birthday shaming, I guess will still be in effect then. I'll use it. But sure is that face. So yeah, that's then. And then on Mondays, which will conclude all the birthday celebration gaming, is Encounter Roleplay at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're playing some D&D 5e, gonna fight some rocks, where I play a paladin who gets beat up a lot too. So I feel you, Brew. I feel ya. Yep.
That doesn't sound familiar at all.
No, never heard of that. That's me.
Awesome stuff. And thank you very much, Pro, for putting that into the chat where I couldn't. You are the man, definitely without the mask because of respiratory concerns. Nice, brother. All right. As for me, I am Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. If you need me, come see me. If you don't, I wish you would. But until then, we have Project Athena on my channel tomorrow, as Lauren mentioned, from 7 to 9. And then following the week, you can find me on Encounter Roleplay on Mondays from 4:30 to 7:30. Tomes and Tentacles podcast from Encounter Roleplay drops on Tuesdays. On Tuesday evenings on WebDM, I'm Flying the Stars with some 5e Spelljammer from 7 to 10 o'clock. On Wednesday from 1 to 4, Cthulhu on Encounter Roleplay. Fridays on my channel from 12 to 2, Conan, Age Undreamed Of. And again on my channel from 2 to 4, Firefly, Tales from the Big Damn Verse. And we round it all again on Saturdays on my channel from 2 to 4 with Pulp Cthulhu's Project Chronos. And then right back here on the Greyhawk channel with some Valley of Soot and Skull. If you liked it and if you loved it, please go see our tabletop loot, as we were able to also roll the Dragonbone dice, and Giddy was the one that was attacked, because that would have spelled the end of our paladin as well had it had gone the other way. I don't get to smell my TPK candle and think of the lost paladin. I get to sniff it and think of how I'm going to kill them next week. Chat, you were fantastic with your divine favor. Please reward all of the other crews that you see here on the Greyhawk channel with such blessings. Actually, don't. Just save it all for Saturday nights. They're going to need it. But until next time, everyone, we love you here at the Greyhawk channel. So come back next Saturday. It'll be another night that's all right for fighting. See you then.